Where today you hear people talking about churches. And they are talking about the modern day church. How many of you hear people talking about the Eastwood Ababa? Nansei Eastwood Ababa. Enkind teteni dia. Na Eastwood dia. Omo ti say. Na nansei Eastwood mranti aba. And that is because sometimes what they are saying is true. That the pastor of today is very different from the pastor of yesterday. Yesterday's pastor was a simple man. Yesterday's pastor was a godly man. Yesterday's pastor was not a businessman. Yesterday's pastor was not an entertainer. Yesterday's pastor was not a drama acting personality. But yesterday's pastor was connected to God. Yesterday's church was powerful. Yesterday's church was not an entertainment theater. Yesterday's church was God's arena of divine performance of the life and the works of God Almighty. Yesterday's church was a place where the glory of God filled the temple. It was different. Yesterday was different from today. Yesterday was prophetically challenging, prophetically powerful, prophetically effective. Yesterday's ministry ignited the fear of God. Yesterday's pastor, when you saw him, your heart began to beat because they carried the presence of God. Today's pastor doesn't carry the presence of God. He commands admiration instead of reverence. So then, for today's pastor, reverend is a title for admiration. But yesterday, reverend was a title for fear. And I'm praying that God will lead us to discover the ancient pathways that we have departed from. May God give us old-time religion. May God revive his church again. May God bring the church out of the doldrums of defeat and put us where we belong. Yes,